Buenas, buenas. Welcome to the DAW. I'm Kevin Ochoa, and today I'm going to teach you how to create old school hardstyle screeches. Now, before we get started, let's listen to our source material. And for you hardstyle lovers out there, let me know what track I'm remixing. All right, I'm going to stop there before I get in trouble. Now, I wanted to keep the old school vibe of the track, and this is just the intro. So my whole concept of the track is incorporate new eras of hard dance music. So I'm gonna start off with old school, so old type of screeches and hard kicks with maybe some new elements like the side bass. And I'm gonna start building up. So I have new screeches and old screeches loaded up into this project. Let's take a listen to those screeches. This is the old school one, and have a newer, more modern type of screech. Now, as technology has advanced, we have been able to make more and more distinct, unique screeches. So we can get really into the finance of things. We can do crazy modulations. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. You didn't have a screen. You had to do everything by ear. You had certain parameters that you could use, and that was it. So we're gonna go ahead and recreate this older synth with this Serum over here. Let's initialize this. Say bye bye to the new type of screech. And now we have a saw wave. Let's go ahead and add two oscillators, increase the fine, and decrease the fine on the other one. So one's going to go up 2, the other one's going to go down 2. And what that's going to create is this phasing. If we don't have the other oscillator, we just have the two saw waves. Now the reason this is happening is because they're both different pitches. Now I'm going to add a detune to this, go 16 and 16, and increase. Add voices, not detune. Now I'm going to add detune with this knob right here. And what I'm doing now is that same thing I did with those two saw waves. We're doing it at a bigger scale, 32 of them, that is. And I'm going to go now into the LFO and use this as a modulator. I'm going to remove the BPM because we want to be using the hertz. Increase this to something around 90. And then I'm going to drag and drop this into the CRS or the pitch, the coarse pitch. And we're going to go into the matrix. Let's check out how the sound sounds. Now that's too much, right? There's too much detunement going on. So we're going to reduce this and bring down the output. Maybe even more. Sounds about right. We could even lower this coarse pitch a bit more. There, that's good. And now that we have this LFO going on right here, we can do several other things. We can add envelopes. We can add filters to make our screeches. So for this screech, I'm going to add an envelope on the master tuning section. So I'm going to go envelope 2 and select the destination to be my global tuning. Master tuning, there we go. And maybe at just 12. And now we have to create the envelope. So I'm going to decrease the sustain. And you get a little type of Hoover sound if you leave a long decay. In this case, we want something shorter. You can hear a pluck there. We don't want to hear that pluck. Or maybe just a tiny bit, but not hear it. Not have it be as noticeable. There. So you can hear the attack when it hits. There's a punch, but there's not the tune of that click. So let's keep it like that. I like that. And now we're going to go into our filter. I'm going to choose maybe a low pass, increase the resonance, and push it up. And put that LFO on the cutoff. Now check out what this is going to do. Let's take out the filter. Turn it on. It creates some more phasing going on because we're filtering some of the sound off. We're going to push it a little bit higher. So you can hear what's going on right here. I'm going to reduce that. And I'm going to add certain things like distortion. And we're going to add some EQ. Push up this master. Increase the gain on this and reduce the low end. Now, this filter is moving too quick, so we're going to reduce the LFO. And now we can use different type of filters to modulate this. So I'm pretty happy with this. Let's take a listen to how this sounds compared to the original sound we had. And let's drag the MIDI down for this one. It's pretty close. Now there's one thing that's different. The main thing, there's something that's a little bit different, but we can hear that the other one is 7 semitones higher. So let's push that up. Now you don't have to do this with your synthesizer. We're just going to do this to hold myself accountable to see how close I got the actual patch. So you see there's too much detune on that compared to the original. So let's go ahead and reduce the detune on our synth that we made ourselves. Go to the effects, and again we can reduce the coarse pitch quite a bit, and also the EQ. And I think we're also distorting, and in the other one we aren't. So let's take away the distortion and reverb. Add some reverb. Now we're starting to sound a little bit closer. Let's check out the original. That's very close. That's close enough, I think. When you're making your own sounds and you're doing everything from scratch, they're all bound to sound different. So let's check out what's different between the two synthesizers. Now that we have something that's very close. So we can see how little subtle changes can actually change and create a completely new screech. Here's the other one. Let's spin them. So we can tell that the one we created has more fine than this one. It's only one more fine, but it could also it could change the sound quite a bit. So I'm gonna change the fine of it just so you can hear the difference. It's subtle, but it's there. So let's reduce that, increase that. I'm not trying to go for the exact same sound. I just want to show you guys how these little changes are different. Now the other thing that's different is the rate. Now the rate on this one's a bit higher. So let's push this one up. So just changing the rate will completely change the tone and the sound of the screech. So that's very, very important. Very, very important. Next is the signal processing. On this one, we actually have a compressor, and we have a reverb that's external because we're using it in the track. So let's use that compressor and see how close we can get to that track. Let's push it. So we're using the compressor to add some attack. And again, you could do this in post if you want to. And now the next change is our filter. Now, of course, I'm overdoing this, but I just want to show you guys how these little subtle changes really, really affect your screeches. About to say super saws. Maybe that should be our next topic. Yeah, stuff like that. Really subtle changes really change everything. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something. Hit a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. And let us know if you would like any other hardstyle, hard dance type of tutorials, EDM maybe. And or thumbs down for EDM. and and thank you guys for watching. I'm Kevin Ochoa with In the DAW, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.